Welcome back. You've joined us as we're heading down the hill from the Kaipawa Trig Track lookout in the Coromandel Ranges, just above Coromandel Township. We're heading in a generally westerly direction towards Coromandel itself. This video is filmed during the Kickdown Festival run from Joe's farm in Whangamata. And this is later in the morning, about 11:15 or so, I guess. We've been riding for a couple of hours from the staging point at Joe's farm, right at the Coromandel Loop. Now we're riding in an anti-clockwise direction, which I find that is much more agreeable for me. We seem to get better views of everything this way. And this video is going to be about the completion of this small section of the loop and entry into Coromandel town, where you'll see we were helped along and shepherded along with the various flag marshals running the event of the Kickdown Festival 2022, which is just a magnificent, well-run, well-organised affair. All kudos to the organisers and all the helpers that made it turn into what it was. Now, I mentioned that we've been riding for a couple of hours since about 9:30 or so, and while it's kind of true, it's also not quite true, because me and a couple of my buddies, we started our bikes up at 5:30 this morning. This is a Friday. We went down for the day pass ride only, much to the dismay of our neighbours, I'm sure. Started up the bikes then very early, pre-6 o'clock, got on the road and rode down to Whangamata, stopping only once at Kopu and Thames to top the bikes up before we arrived at Joe's farm, where we assembled on the field with around 600 to 700 other motorbikes. Really quite a spectacle to be part of, and the setting off from there in staged groups of about 100 plus motorbikes in each group was also something pretty special to be part of. What made it also great was that the controlled parts of the road, giveaway signs, various intersections or one-lane bridges were maintained by festival personnel and in concert with the police to give motorbikes pretty much the right of way. So we were riding through without hindrance for traffic or anything else in at least the first half of the loop, which really made it quite special. So I was thinking it would be a very slow kind of a ride. In fact, it was one of the more efficiently run rides I've ever been on around Coromandel. So yeah, I just can't praise it enough. Had such a good time this day. Now, as you can see, we've just come down from the hills. It's a lovely twisty, windy ride down there, and the views up to the gulf beyond pretty spectacular. And now we're heading along on the flat. We're now down at sea level, heading into Coromandel town itself. We didn't quite hear the briefing. There was a big ride briefing for each of the lanes of traffic or bikes that were set up to be released, but we didn't really get to hear it too well, because it was one guy with a megaphone and about 600, 700 bikes with pillions as well, some of the bikes going, some of them not, so you can imagine it was pretty loud. We just figured we won't need to really hear too much. We know how to get to Coromandel, and we'll just follow the bikes when we get there. So that's what we're doing. We're turning right there, directed. You can see a flag marshal, high-vis vest, sending us down towards the main township, which we're heading down now Tiki Rd to get to. Not quite sure which way we're going down here, but I'm pretty sure we're going to not have any problem finding our way to where everybody is somewhere around here parking their bikes. And sure enough, as we get to the roundabout at the top end of town, there's a flag marshal directing us turn right, carry on up there. So that's what we do. Main street of Coromandel town. Hasn't changed a lot. In 50 odd years because he used to come here all the time when my grandparents lived in Tikuma Bay. Anyway, we're travelling up here, getting directed again down another little side street which takes us around behind to a car park area behind the shopping centre. But they weren't quite finished with us there, the organisers. Instead of just slotting us into a bare bones concrete car park, they open up one of the fields in town for all of the bikes to park on, and that's about where I'm going to leave this to wind up and play out. Thanks again to the organisers, Kickdown 2022. It was a fabulous time, and we'll just let this one play out now as we park the bikes. So ride safe everybody, take care, and if next year Kickdown is running, do get along, you'll have a great time.